Learn more about Charisma University's accredited degree programs at charisma.edu.eu/departments/School of Education. Our world-class degree programs are accredited by AQUIN and ACBSP. Charisma University degrees are recognized worldwide. Degree equivalency or credit transfers will be accepted by all colleges and universities. Charisma University established the School of Education to provide advanced instruction in literature, philosophy, the sciences, and arts, and to give professional and technical training. Specifically, the university established the school to develop the students as professional educators, researchers, and as potential administrators. To achieve its goal, the School of Education has a broad-based curriculum that balances technical training and practical problem-solving. Our powerful degree programs in education can unlock a career in Child Life Specialist, Academic Advising, Retention Program Assistant, Social or Community Outreach Manager, Faculty Affairs Manager, School Principal or Vice Principal, ESL Instructor, Chief Academic Officer, Chief Learning Officer, Admission Recruiter, Training and Development Manager, Middle School Teacher, High School Teacher, Guidance Counselor, School Psychologist, Career Counselor, Juvenile Corrections Worker, Family Counselor, Education Consultant, Private Tutor, Elementary School Teacher, Admission Counselor. Bachelor of Education, B.Ed. The Bachelor of Education is for those students who wish to pursue a career in the field of education. This program will enable students to gain knowledge and understanding of the different educational programs, elementary, middle, high school, and post-secondary educational institutions, and prepare them to work as a teacher, administrator, or other support person within these educational institutions. Program learning outcomes. To provide instruction in the different subject areas to students in private schools in grades K through 12. To apply the knowledge, skills, strategies, and techniques learned in effectively operating a private school in their role as the administrator. To encourage their students to learn in a multitude of ways and in difficult situations, taking into consideration their individual needs and abilities. To cultivate an understanding of the diversity of society, specifically as it pertains to ethnicity, socioeconomic class, gender, and disability, and the influence of these on education. To demonstrate a high level of interpersonal and communication skills, including both verbal and written abilities relevant to the teaching profession. To obtain the knowledge, comprehension, and skills required to design, implement, and evaluate learning programs, curricula, and classroom practices. To acquire a broad perspective on education and the skills to reflect on and debate current educational issues nationally and internationally. To demonstrate an understanding of teaching as a craft, a career, a process, and a profession. To develop a commitment to professional and personal development. To experience and develop knowledge of the commonplaces of learning, learners and learning, schools and classroom, teachers and teaching, curriculum and subject matter, and culture, society, and history. To value the importance of specific teaching qualities, knowledge, diversity, relationships, authenticity, integrity, and thoughtfulness. And to appreciate universal aspects of learning, including a worldview that is open-minded enough to be considerate of others, and to question one's own presuppositions based on influences by our education, families, and society values. Master of Education, M.Ed. The Master of Arts in Education is for those students who wish to further their studies in the field of education. This program will enable students to obtain the necessary skill and knowledge needed as teachers, administrators, and support personnel within various educational settings or institutions of elementary, high school, and post-secondary educational schools and colleges. Program learning outcomes. To create a final thesis or project that uses evidence-based and best practices within a K-12 school environment. To demonstrate through application of strategies learned their ability to work in an administrative capacity in a K-12 school environment. To understand the role that parent groups, community groups, school boards, and governmental agencies play in the day-to-day operation of the school. To integrate expertise and knowledge in the educator's practice in their educational environments. To participate in lifelong learning that enhances educational practice. To empower students as learners. To develop a voice in the profession and to become trailblazers in educational change. To become problem solvers who are able to address the complex issues present in the school setting. To perform and support scholarly research addressing critical regional and national education issues. To obtain training in research methodology and design and guide them in performing significant educational research. To develop collaborations with educational agencies, scholars, and institutions, working to respond to the needs of the national educational system. To engage in collaborations internationally and nationally, to provide service to the field of education. And to cultivate skills required by professional educators, to deal with educational, social, and psychological needs of the entire range of exceptionality, from the gifted to the severely disabled. Master of Arts in Education with TESOL emphasis. Master of Arts in Education TESOL emphasis is for those students who wish to specialize as teachers working with second language learners. This program will enable students to obtain the specific strategies used to teach listening, speaking, reading, and writing to second language learners, currently used by effective TESOL, ESL teachers worldwide, in both public and private schools and colleges. Program learning outcomes. To create effective lessons that incorporate listening, speaking, reading, and writing activities that will assist second language learners who are enrolled in English as a second language classes at the elementary, high school, and college level. To develop appropriate assessment tools and tests to use with second language learners. To acquire the skills needed to become effective leaders and administrators of ESL programs in schools and colleges. To learn how to research and analyze current trends in second language learning and be able to successfully apply this information as an administrator in an ESL school setting. To discuss and critique multiple research methods and research traditions. To comprehend the basic principles of research design. To formulate investigative research questions pertaining to concerns in first and second language acquisition and use. To define, discuss, and exemplify the key terms and concepts, including the following internal and external reliability and validity: psychological constructs and construct operationalization, statistical inference and probability, variables and variability, central tendency and frequency distributions. To understand the basic statistical procedures and match these procedures with a range of experimental research designs. To critique and discuss a range of data collection methods and procedures, including elicitation, introspection, questionnaires, diary studies, participant and non-participant observation, interviews, linguistic, and discoursal analysis. To suggest app designs for a range of research issues, questions, and concerns. To align theoretical studies with practical application. To gain work experience through practicum course, and to place major emphasis on the cultural, political, and ethical implications of teaching in an era of intense globalization. Doctor of Education, or Ed.D., with specialization in higher education. The Doctor of Education with specialization in higher education is an advanced terminal graduate degree program for those students interested in working as administrators and staff in higher education. This program will enable students to learn the necessary strategies and skills needed to become effective administrators and change agents within post-secondary schools, colleges, and universities around the world. Program learning outcomes. to create evidence-based research on an academic or educational topic that includes the proposal, research of the literature, and analysis of collected data. To demonstrate effective strategies employed and used by administrative staff members who work in universities and colleges. To analyze important research, financial, and budgetary data used by administrators in universities and colleges. To understand the role that philanthropic foundations play in the overall operation of a university or college. To understand the role that boards of trustees, regents, and governmental agencies play in the day-to-day operation and accreditation procedures of universities and colleges. To promote the learner's advancement of knowledge based on research as it applies to the professional practice of and leadership in education. To pursue advanced scholarship and personal goals of leadership pertaining to their areas of interest. Through the doctoral dissertation project, intellectually explore practical solutions for issues, challenges, and problems confronting education today. Through their advanced understanding of social, cultural, organizational, and ethical or justice issues, analyze issues, challenges, and problems confronting education today. To guide the development of education in a dynamic, complex, and diverse society. To promote equity, create transformational change through scholastic achievement. To focus on issues, practice, and research in the field of higher education. To foster scholarly inquiry in areas of intellectual and professional interest. To provide highly individualized experiences that achieve individual career goals. And to cultivate analysis and problem-solving skills and expertise. Charisma University was founded in 2011. The university is fully recognized by the Turks and Caicos Islands Ministry of Education as a degree-granting institution for associate's degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, and the doctorate, along with certificate programs. Charisma University is a Turks and Caicos Islands nonprofit private higher institution approved by the Turks and Caicos Islands Ministry of Education through its Higher Education Advisory Board to offer its degree and certificate programs both online and on campus. Charisma University is institutionally accredited by Accreditation, Certification, and Quality Assurance Institute, or AQUIN. The German Accreditation Council recognizes AQUIN. AQUIN is a member of all relevant European and international associations and project initiatives dedicated to quality assurance in the higher education sector. Charisma University is accredited by the Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs, or ACBSP. ACBSP accredits business, accounting, and business-related programs at the associate, baccalaureate, master, and doctorate degree levels worldwide. ACBSP is recognized by the Council for Higher Education Accreditation, or CHEA.